Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel, whether you're brand new here or whether you're coming back once again. Thank you for taking your own time out to check out this movie review, where today I actually got an early screening thanks to my local Cineworld to see Operation Mincemeat, which is actually scheduled to come out in the UK on April 15th, but I actually managed to get a chance to check it out 10 days early, so that's pretty awesome. And yeah, I wanted to give you my thoughts on this movie, which is going to be completely spoiler free. At the helm of this movie is director John Madden, who has previously directed movies such as The Best and The Second Best, Exotic Marigold Hotel, and he's directed a couple of other features, but I've actually never seen any of those previously, so this was a first time introduction into this director for myself. If you're unsure of what Operation Mincemeat, it is basically a true story, and this film kind of depicts based upon the book by Ben Macintyre, which I've never read, and I actually didn't know about this story going into this, so I was kind of just oblivious, and I only checked out the trailer, which kind of sold me on this movie, and that's all I knew about it. So I'm sure there'll be lots of people maybe watching this review that knows a bit of history about this and maybe even read the book for that matter. So what is the plot of Operation Mincemeat all around? Well, it's essentially around Operation Mincemeat depicts the events surrounding the Second World War, a deception effort to keep the Allied invasion of Sicily hidden. And the cast of Operation Mincemeat includes Colin Firth, Macdonald, Macfadyen, if I've got that correctly, Penelope Wilton, Johnny Flynn, and Sir Simon Russell Beale. So yeah, with all that in mind, let's just jump straight to my positives. What I will say is that this movie does have a lot of positives going for it. Firstly, the way that they handle this operation and kind of keep it under wraps was really kind of truly mesmerizing to watch, and I was completely invested in that element of the movie. I thought they really handled that well and really kept your attention going. You felt this tension as the movie went along, and especially in towards the second into the third act, the tension was really raised, and even throughout that you were like kind of on the edge of your seat being like, where's this gonna go? How is this element going to play out? Because there's certainly plot holes in this plan for sure, and there's certainly things along the way that could certainly keep it from not happening. You know, there's a lot going on, and even until the end you're wondering, is this going to happen or is it not? And if you don't know about it, I'm not going to tell you if it does or not, of course. But it really kept me engaged, and I will say that's one of the biggest aspects I really like about this movie. And I will say overall that the performances are solid across the board. Now, a lot of people say Colin Firth's in a lot of war movies, and yeah, I've got to agree with that for sure. He certainly has a niche for this kind of period war piece set in movies, but he does the role so well, so I kind of don't blame him for going in to those respective movie roles when they come up, because he plays the part really well. He holds the screen, he commands the screen. But one thing I really love about this movie is that Macdonald is in here, and yeah, I love seeing her in movies. I wish that she was in more of them, but I understand she's maybe done like TV work, etc. But yeah, Macdonald is awesome. And I will say the standout performance for me though is Macfadyen, who plays Charles Cholmondeley, if I've got that name correctly, so I'm sorry if I've butchered that name. But I would say he is standout performance for me. I thoroughly enjoyed his performance in here, and I really was interested in his character and where that was going to go. And I really loved the use of the cinematography and the subtle score that played throughout, because it helped build the tension, or maybe some of the quieter moments. With that in mind, let me get over onto my negatives, which I've only kind of got one or two, but the one biggest one I've got, and I'm going to talk about this without giving away spoilers, but there's a love interest arc in this movie. I'm not going to say who it is and why it goes on, etc. But this interest arc doesn't really have a payoff for it. But I also feel like it maybe is explored more in the book, and maybe in the real life story it's maybe adapted more, so it makes a lot more sense. But in this movie, I felt like it didn't really make a lot of sense, but also it didn't really need to be in here. And they could have focused more on other relationships in this movie, because a lot of our characters are flawed. A lot of them are going through a lot of own personal stuff, especially our character Charles, whose brother is missing, and of course the mum is concerned about the brother because they haven't heard anything about him or wondering where he is, so she's got about that. we've just got so many different stories going on, and I felt like this love interest gets a lot of time on the screen, but I personally wasn't invested in it, and I don't kind of approve. I guess that's the most spoiler free I can go with that. And I guess a little bit of time, the pacing could have been sped up a little bit. But besides that, I've not really got the issue with the pacing. It's this love story for me that really held this film back. And if without that kind of part in, and they focused more on a bit more of the character development of the other characters and maybe their portions and their kind of side plot, this could have easily been a 9 out of 10 movie, or maybe even at least 9.5 out of 10. But because of that, my score for Operation Mincemeat is... So are you going to be checking out this movie, or have you seen this movie already? Please leave any and all comments down below so we can start a discussion. Then also, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Until the next time that I see you, I'll be seeing you later.